Welcome to the first episode of Conversations Amplified with myself, Aditya Shekhar. I truly believe that every individual has wisdom and knowledge to offer, irrespective of their age, gender, years of experience, or any other factors. However, we often only tend to hear from individuals who are already in the spotlight and have achieved great success in their fields. Through Conversations Amplified, I want to bring out pieces of wisdom and knowledge from individuals who may not be as well known in the general public, but are equally accomplished as their more famous counterparts. Through their knowledge, I believe we can all become better versions of ourselves. Whether you feel stuck in your career or need some inspiration to apply for your dream job, Conversations Amplified is for you. Let's learn and grow together. On today's episode, we have someone who I've been able to have the privilege of calling a mentor, friend, and most importantly, a guiding force throughout my relatively short career. With over 3 decades of executive experience, he rose from the ranks of a manager at Maruti Suzuki to the CEO and MD of Greaves Cotton, handling business volumes of over 1,600 crores and managing 150 plus employees. In his own words, turning around companies and ensuring their profitability is his passion and something he does for a living. It's an honor to have Mr. Sunil Pahilajani with us today. Thank you for your time, sir, and welcome to Conversations Amplified. So happy to have you on the show today. Once again, thank you for taking the time out and talking to us today.
Hi Aditya, thank you for having me here.
Pleasure. Mr. Palachani, I've always been fascinated by your tremendous career growth. Right from starting off at the IIM days to, Maruti Suzuki to eventually handling 1,600 plus crores of business volume as a CEO and MD of Greaves Cotton. It's an inspiration to someone like me who's just starting out their career. Can you tell us a bit more about when it all started and how you went from your college, university, and education to eventually the CEO of such a large organization?
Okay, Aditya, so life, career and life unfold and always surprise you at every stage. So things have happened with me. I won't say it was anything like strategy and or I planned it. It went as opportunities came and as I could do my bit. So, having an opportunity to pass out from a prestigious college of University of Roorkee, erstwhile, and now it is called IIT Roorkee. I passed out in 1984 from mechanical engineering, and then was privileged to join as a batch of GTs in Maruti Udyog. So that was a time when Maruti was at initial stage, and it was the onset of industrial revolution in India. And that was really a very interesting time when automotive industry was kind of shaping. Infrastructure was not there, nor understanding of automotive or its support systems and everything. And the total capacity in India was very low, with the two of the earlier car companies in existence. So being part of that team, I learned, I would say, far more than what I learned in IIT. So that was my foundation time. 10 years I was with Maruti Udyog, working there in the project team in production engineering and going through various techno-commercial activities, setting up of plants, car plants, setting up of joint ventures, setting up of various other projects related with Maruti and making it work. So it was very interesting, learning and assignment and delivery. So that is what shaped me further as a professional, as a person. Uh, in 1995, we had a lot of new reforms in country, and many more automotive companies started coming to India, and we had a second stage of revolution where one could find several opportunities. So that was, I would say, one step after Maruti. Unless you have any questions so far, I can pause.
Absolutely. I just wanted to again. It's interesting you mentioned that you learned more in your first job than in your university and college days. Was that where you really picked up your passion for the automotive industry, and where you told yourself that this is the career path I'm going to follow, and this is where my true passion lies?
Of course, I was in automotive industry, but on job you learn how to work. You learn culture. You learn interpersonal skill. You learn commercial side of business. You learn practical side of business, and you learn really the work ethics, how and all that evolve you as a professional, all that evolve you as a human being further. Because what you study in university is very good, but that is generally theory, and what comes to you as you work is far different and far meaningful in your working. So, not to undermine one or the other, but this shapes a person much more than anything. And first few years, having opportunity to work in a prestigious organization like Maruti Udyog actually uh, made me learn so many things. And being part of initial team helped, because at the time there was not much infrastructure available. Everything was being built first time in India, so all the first things were being done. So that was an opportunity as well as a challenge, which helped to be part of the creating team. So that is why I'm saying it helped me to learn.
Absolutely. And I think it's very interesting that you brought out the point of how your first job teaches you. It's all about practical experience, right? And I think, especially from the younger generation, how we look at it nowadays, it feels more like there's a lot of emphasis on university education and, getting a prestigious job right out of university. And I'm really glad you brought the point up about how after graduating is really when you work on yourself, work on your skills, work on, what it takes to be a leader in your role. And I think that's something that a lot of people hesitate about in their first job. But like you said, it's all about learning and all about getting better every day at your first job.
Yes, Aditya, it is opportunities coming to you. Then it is up to you how you perform. I mean, you can do same thing in a very regular fashion. You can do it with much more passion. You can do it with much more innovation. The way you want to handle it. I mean, that's a different thing. The three different chefs can prepare the same recipe, but the quality can be different. So then it is up to you. So probably I was one of them, and I tried my best, and that gave me learning, and also that gave some delivery. So that is the journey. I would say first step of journey, and then it went on from there. I joined one of the ancillaries in automotive industry as a project manager. After that, which was associated with Honda cars, and worked there to set up new project independently, and eventually looking after the business. It's a Japanese company, and we so that was a very good experience to get out of a large organization and look after a medium-sized business and set up new plant, deal with all the nuances of you know involved in that, uh, going through that process, making it successful, building a team, building a new team actually, and starting from ground zero to build a business. So that was again, I would say, as a professional, a very good opportunity, and I worked to my best with the team, and we created that organization together. It is always very important to focus on building team. It is always very important to focus on setting up systems and processes, and it is always very important to keep the keep the passion and the excitement in the system, so that organization moves on towards its goal.
Right. And I think the fact that you mentioned step one, step two, and you look at your career in steps, because people often think I graduate from college, I get the best job, and my career is done, and I grow in that particular role. But it's interesting how you say step one, step two, and you almost look at your career like, each new job or each new role is a stepping stone towards what you ultimately want to achieve. Is that how you looked at your career?
Well, as I said at the outset, Aditya, that I had not planned anything, and it will be unfair to say that I had a strategy or I had a plan. I did have ambition, did have aspiration, but things unfolded naturally, and I would say it is God is great, and opportunities came, and then I did my best to work on it. So, as a career, to answer your question, nothing happens in 1 or 2 or 3 years. The way, if currently I see people turn around jobs very very quickly, which does not help them to deliver much, because it takes a while. It takes couple of years just to understand the job, understand the organization, and you end up delivering only after that. So if you switch jobs very very quickly, then you actually don't deliver much. Then you are moving on, but organization doesn't gain anything. So it needs a while to be associated, be working with team, and see your own cycle of performance.
Right. I think, well, at least in our generation, or in the younger people these days who are just entering their corporate career, a lot of us, like you said, 1 year in the company, you don't like it, you leave. You try moving to a new job, or you try, switching roles. And maybe it's because of the opportunities in the market right now. Maybe it's because the patience level has decreased, or whatever the reason may be. But like you said, I think, do you feel it's more important to first learn about the organization, learn about your role, learn about what you can contribute before even making the decision to leave or move to a different organization?
So what is the purpose of career? Just tell me. I mean, why move? Uh, why keep moving? I mean, one moves only there is a substantial reason to move.
Right.
There is a substantial reason that you have reached a point where your job is either becoming repetitive, or you have stopped growing, or you have some other personal issue, or there is an opportunity which is just out of the world. uh, it makes sense sometimes to move, but just because you have to, you don't uh, uh, just because you have spent couple of years, now you want a different, uh, you want to change something, you want something new. That doesn't help, because then you have not delivered in one organization, then how will you deliver in the next one? Then that series of dissatisfaction from both sides will continue. So unless you have work done enough to achieve, or do some service to the organization and learned also there, and it is both ways. So uh, that is what I would suggest.
Absolutely. And now, just a little more about step two, where you spoke about building a team, with the Japanese auto ancillary company, to moving to Greaves as the CEO and MD. How did that happen? And what was your first thoughts on leading such a large organization like you did?
So, Aditya, actually, even Greaves, I won't say is a very large organization. It's a medium-sized group, though it's a conglomerate. So, you know, post that, I also led a company called Caparo Group for around 8 years, and I was fortunate to build new businesses under the guidance of, you know. family which owns it, and they are great family, and I learnt a lot together with them until I came to this Greaves. And coming to Greaves, since your question is around that, it is a 160-year-old organization with great legacy and great background. So I would say I was fortunate that I got opportunity to lead this, uh, and it was mostly a turnaround job because we had multiple businesses, and it was to work together on together with team to consolidate, to improve efficiency, to focus on performance. So again, it is I would say the opportunities unfolded, and you know things came my way, and I participated to do my bit.
Right. When you mentioned turnaround job, and this is one of the best things that I've heard from you, or that best pieces of wisdom that you've given me, saying that my passion is turning around organizations. It's easy to say. I can sit there and say I want to turn around an organization, but what does it involve? How do you turn around an organization, and how did you go about approaching the job?
Okay, let me try and define turnaround. It's a very difficult thing because there is no such definition. Uh, there is no clear cut definition. What happens in a business? It is not that if you're turning around, it's a loss making business. It can even be a profitable business. Still, it may need turnaround. So, turning around a business is to help business realize its potential. Now, you may have a potential, Aditya, to achieve, 100-meter in 9 seconds, but you may be doing it 10 seconds. Still, you are national champion, but you are still not realizing your potential. So you may have still a potential to improve. While you may think I'm a national champion, I'm the best here, you need not stop because there is a scope for improvement. So realizing potential in business is turning around. It is not, and I think thousands of CEOs and hundreds of professionals work on it in different businesses day in day out because there are reasons for inefficiencies, there are reasons for losses, there are reasons for business going down. Some reasons are man-made, some are unforeseen by nature or by situations or by the business environment. So we all have a duty to perform, to bring it back on track, to work on cutting down all the losses, to work on improving efficiencies, to work on enhancing its performance, and finally making it realize its potential. So a business realizing its best potential is the goal for turning around.
Understood. And again, coming back to the organizations that you've led, were you at any point intimidated by the task of, first of all, running such a large organization, and secondly, turning around such an organization, knowing that you'll be answerable to the board, knowing that you're going to be answerable to the wider, shareholders in general? Was that something that at any point, intimidated you?
No, not really. Everyone is answerable to someone, in a organization, and for that matter, in any role, any job or any business, everyone is answerable to somebody, either to customer or to board or to boss or shareholder. So it's a normal thing. It's a part of governance. It's a part of accountability, and which is very much required. So as long as you know what you want to perform, I think the whole system always supports you, and you can always take the system with you, align the system with you, and take the team with you, and have a common agreed vision, have a common agreed agenda and goal, and work together. It is always possible.
Got it. And how would you measure the success of an organization? A lot of people I talk to who are in the CEO and managerial level, some of them tell me it's revenues, some of them tell me it's productivity, some of them tell me it's, how happy the employees are at the organization. But how did you measure the success of, first of all, yourself as a CEO, and secondly, the wider organization? What was your parameter to success?
So to me, success of organization, first of all, I said the realizing potential. The first and foremost thing is that business must realize its potential, and it should be done in a ethical and a proper manner. Company's culture, company's value system must be upheld high. That I consider as the first and foremost thing. Over and above that, beyond, I mean, besides that, I think the value add to employees and continuous improvement in learning and progress of employees is one very important aspect which can make organization a good organization while realizing its potential, while doing its business in ethical and cultural manner. It also helps employees to uh, you know uh, improve in terms of their learning capability and ability. So that is the human side of business, which is very important. And other aspect of it is that how the society is impacting, how the business is impacting society, how the business is impacting community. So that is another important aspect because business draws a lot of resources from society and community. Business draws a lot of resources from environment, and how is it giving it back? How is it, sustaining? So the sustainability of our business also is also equally important, and as we go, this is going to become more and more critical uh, in terms of community, society, environment that every business has to be conscious about. So these are the, I would say, three aspects. One I said business performance or realizing potential. Other I talked about employees learning and capability development. And third I mentioned about the sustainability with community, society, and environment. So I think a business addressing these three aspects will always uh, grow and will always attract good stakeholders.
Got it. I know you're a big believer in CSR activities and the impact on the community and how to give back and things like that. But do you feel, in general, these days a lot of businesses undertake CSR activities, undertake these community initiatives because they have to, because of the rules and the guidelines that govern them, or do you feel that they're genuinely passionate about giving back to the community, and that's how it should be? But do you think that's the case, or what's your view on that?
So currently, I have seen Aditya that most many businesses and especially good corporates and individuals have become quite genuinely doing things genuinely and very well to serve society in their own way. Some are running their own initiatives, some are supporting the external initiatives. So currently, I see this has become a quite a genuine and serious activity, and people have realized, business groups or businessmen have realized, or business professionals have realized that this is a very essential part of uh, you know process or business. So I see good amount of work going on around, though the need is much more. Need is much more, but need will not be fulfilled just by a few corporates. To fulfill the need, it needs the whole social system to become active. And but to answer your question, yes, I see a good and positive movement currently among corporates.
Right. That's good to hear. I just wanted to come to your views on technology. Because I'm sure when you started out your career, you probably didn't have access to the internet. You probably didn't have access to a lot of the technological tools that companies have access to these days. So, how do you see the impact of tech now? Of course, there's AI coming in. How do you see that impacting organizations? Has that made life easier? Has that, does it speeden up the process? Does it just make things more efficient? And what's your view on that?
Yes, certainly. Technology always helps. Technology improves efficiency. Technology improves accuracy. Technology improves your reach, knowledge, and your ability to go further. And technology helps in every which way. And now with the, with a lot of data analytics and artificial intelligence, we are moving to next step, and it is always helpful. It is very very helpful. So more and more things are becoming intelligence. More and more things are becoming intelligent on its own, which is always helpful, which reduces human effort, which improves the uh, you know uh, improves the utilization of resources, and you can always do better with these.
Got it. But do you see this replacing humans? Do you think at some point there will be a time that comes where, humans just completely go off the radar and tech takes over all operations?
No, never. Because human is always going to be the most complex machine, and no one can match it. And because humans are creating all this, and humans will continue to create next level and next level things. So it is not to replace humans, it is to facilitate and make life easier. It is to improve efficiency, and it is to improve productivity, and everybody's life.
Got it. What advice, looking back now on your 36 years of experience, if you were to tell your younger self, or tell a 25-year-old just starting out their career, um, a piece of advice that they will keep in mind for the rest of their corporate career and their life in general, what would that piece of advice be, or what would those pieces of advice be?
So, everyone has, every person has right to grow and have a dream, have a aspiration to grow. At the same time, growth cannot come overnight. Growth can come only by, you know, a continued hard work and, uh, I would say, bit of luck and bit of opportunity and your knowledge. So, my advice would be that add value to where you are. See how you can add value to whichever system you are, whichever business you are, and while adding value, also learn. Uh, you know, the growth or progress of career or earning is going to be always outcome of it. So one should focus more on adding value. One should focus on seeing how one can give, and it returns back automatically. That is the law of nature.
Got it. And when you say add value, I know a lot of people who have told me, they've come up to me and told me, I work for a large organization that has 100,000 employees, that has, 50,000 employees, and I feel I'm one in 50,000. So even if I try to make an impact on the organization, my impact isn't seen, or, my contribution isn't recognized. So how can one add value being one in, the many employees of, a conglomerate or a large organization? What can they do to make themselves heard and to make themselves known?
So, uh, whether you are a security man, or whether you are a HR manager, or whether you are a research scientist, I believe you can add value in your role wherever you are, irrespective of size of organization. Large organizations have larger reach, larger impact. So every individual can create value within the system, and the whole system or the whole ship is going to always move, certainly in that direction. So, It doesn't matter the size of organization or the role. Uh, in your ecosystem, of course, if you don't like the ecosystem, then you shift yourself to one where you are comfortable. But once you are there, you try and do give your realize your potential first. Realize your best potential and give your best and add value to the role that you have and continue to innovate and add better and better value. I think that is the best way to perform any role. And during that process, also keep learning. So you are upgrading yourself, you are helping organization, you are adding and creating an impact, irrespective of size of organization. And finally, I mean, whether you grow today or you grow tomorrow, but you will definitely grow if you are going this way.
Got it. And I think it's very important. I don't know if you agree with me, but I think it's extremely important for individuals to understand that they're not going to feel comfortable in a job from day one. It may take 6 months, it may take a year, but eventually, like you said, they will find their feet, they will grow in an organization. But you can't expect to feel that you're contributing or that you're being recognized from day one. Is that right? Am I right in my thoughts and my
So you know, you if you run after recognition, rewards, or designation or compensation, it is like difficult proposition to have it. Best is, as I said, one should focus on delivery, performance, and uh, I'm just repeating it, but adding value, and keep learning. Then salary growth, progress are, it's not a good way to say, but these are byproducts. These will come automatically. I mean, in Hindu mythology, we say that between Lakshmi and Saraswati, you should chase Saraswati. Lakshmi should chase you, and you should not be chasing Lakshmi, and you chase Saraswati, and the other part will come on its own.
absolutely.
So focus on your work, focus on your performance. If you are focusing on salary or focusing on designation, how will you get it? It is not something
Absolutely.
that you can attract. You can focus on job and keep that attitude to perform.
Got it. So keep upskilling yourself, keep learning, keep getting better every day, and success will come.
Yeah, you compete with yourself and be a better self uh, every day.
Absolutely. Mr. Palishani, I just wanted to spend the last few minutes talking about the NGO activities that I know you've been heavily involved in the past few years with the Sarthak Foundation. Can you tell us a bit more about what the foundation does and what your role is in the organization?
So, I am just a volunteer. I am working as a volunteer with some of these prestigious, or I would say some of these initiatives which are which are serving society. Sarthak is a great organization initiated by Dr. Agarwal, who is the visionary, and I am one of the volunteers. And the same way, I am also associated with another NGO called Muskan, Prepaid, and they are also in the field of serving children with ID, and I'm volunteer again. So this is my passion, or I would say my giving back to society in a small way, and I continue to do that.
That's very inspiring again, and it's amazing to know that you've been giving back and all the initiatives that I know you've taken up. How can we help? What can people like me and people listening to this podcast? What can we do to help such organizations and to contribute?
Yes, so you can always help such organizations by adding whichever way value, by volunteering, by donating, by promoting their name, and so on and so forth. And you can help the society around you or people around you who need support, who need help. There is so much help required in every segment of society to create a diversity in the to create an inclusive society. We need to work on diversity, and we need to continue to work on diversity to empower all the diversity people. And we have to create a equal opportunity for everyone. We have to create equal respect, and finally an inclusive society, as I said.
Got it. You mentioned inclusive society. Do you see our country moving towards an inclusive society? Do you see India becoming a more inclusive society and a country in general?
Yeah, I wish, but it's still a long way. We are a very large country and a very diverse country. We have a lot of social stigmas and uh, physical and economic barriers. Though, if I say what it was 5 years or 10 years back, it is certainly improving. A lot of initiatives are going on, and a lot of work is going on. But still, to become inclusive society needs major transformation across society. It is not only business organizations, it is not only in the metro cities, it is across uh, country, across society, across classes and genders. So it is going to take a while, but let's keep working, and we have a journey to perform.
Absolutely. I'm sure when there are people like you involved in it, we're going in the right direction. I think it's been a pleasure. Thank you again for your time. It was great having you on the show and on the very first episode today. And I'm sure we've all left this conversation with a few more pieces of wisdom and knowledge than we came into the conversation. So thank you so much for your time and really appreciate you being here with us today.
Thank you, Aditya. I enjoyed conversation too, and I hope it is helpful. And have a great day.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Mr. Pahilajani. You too.